Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us here on the Noon News. I'm Samantha Sullivan. The Supreme Court is hearing arguments today over a question about U.S. citizenship the Trump administration wants to include on the 2020 census. Nicole Killian is at the Supreme Court to explain what both sides are arguing and why the justice's decision could impact all of us.
Demonstrators chanted outside the Supreme Court in protest against the Trump administration's attempt to question the citizenship status of everyone in the U.S. Inside, justices are listening to arguments about whether the proposed citizenship question in the 2020 census violates law and is unconstitutional.
I mean, he wants to know who's in this country, and I think as a sovereign nation, we have that right. It's been a question that's been on the census for decades. But we'll wait and see how the Supreme Court rules.
The government argues that including the question will help enforce the Voting Rights Act, while critics say the question will deter non-citizens from filling out the census, resulting in a massive undercount.
That is the reason why they include this famous question about citizenship, because they know that people of color, immigrants, are going to be scared about that.
Whichever way the justices rule in this case could impact all Americans. That's because the census count dictates how many members of Congress represent each state and where the federal government sends billions of dollars in funding. One government estimate says 6.5 million people would avoid answering the census if the citizenship question was included. In a lower court ruling against the census question, U.S. District Judge Jesse Furman wrote, Texas, Arizona, Florida, and plaintiffs New York and Illinois face a substantial risk of losing a seat in the next congressional reapportionment because of the addition of a citizenship question to the 2020 census. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Washington.
Now, it is against the law to fail to fill out the census. It's also against the law for the government to use census data to target people who are in the country illegally. Well, back here in Montana, students at a Flathead High School were on lockdown this morning after threats made by a parent. According to the Columbia Falls Police Department, just before 8 o'clock this morning, an upset parent made threats towards law enforcement and made comments about suicide by cop. Columbia Falls High School was immediately placed on a soft lockdown. Police say no direct threat was made towards students or staff and that the lockdown was used as a precautionary measure. According to a release from law enforcement, the individual who made the threats is now receiving medical attention, and there's no threat to the public at this time. Well, 2 people are dead after a shooting and standoff Monday night in central Montana. It started with a shooting in Caven and ended after a standoff in Shelby. MTN's Joe Husinga brings us the latest.
According to the Toole County Sheriff's Office, they received a call Monday morning from a female reporting a possible shooting in Caven. Deputies responded to that scene where they found a deceased male at a residence. When they began the investigation, they discovered that a male suspect had taken a woman at gunpoint from Caven to his residence in Shelby. The man then barricaded himself and the hostage inside his residence, and authorities began blocking off the area. Toole County received assistance from several law enforcement agencies, including a Conrad police negotiator and the Great Falls Police High Risk Unit. Police were able to contact the suspect and negotiate the woman's release. Those negotiations continued with the suspect, but he then opened fire on police, who returned fire. The suspect was pronounced dead at the scene. At the request of the Toole County Sheriff's Office, the investigation has been handed over to Montana DCI. In Shelby, Joe Husinga, MTN News.
Well, in other news today, no prison time for a former daycare teacher charged with smoking meth at a YMCA facility in Missoula. 30-year-old Autumn Hines was sentenced to 20 years in prison on Monday, but all 20 years were suspended. If you remember, last April, Missoula police found what court documents describe as a drug den inside that daycare center. Hines is ordered to pay nearly $500,000 in restitution for the damages caused to the learning center. Authorities in Lewis and Clark County are trying to figure out why and how a pickup truck carrying a man and a dog ended up in the Missouri River. Emergency responders were called to the river near Craig Monday morning after the submerged truck was discovered by a fisherman. A man and dog were found deceased inside the vehicle. While they try to figure out if the crash was intentional, it appears the truck drove between two homes at a high speed before landing in the river. The deceased man's name has not yet been released. And meanwhile, crews in Bozeman responded to a call about a car found underwater. These photos were taken near a neighborhood known as The Lakes, just west of downtown Bozeman. No one was with or inside the car, and no one was reported injured. Investigators say they are still looking for the owner of that vehicle. Well, residents in Missoula's Orchard Home neighborhood are starting to prepare for another year of spring flooding, while many of them still recover from last year's flood season. Experts project another rough flood season for the area. Although levels are still low, some residents are starting to build up their lawns and basements. No one has been evacuated at this time, but Missoula County commissioners have approved an emergency proclamation to start the beginning prep stages of at least minor flooding in the next few weeks. The Helena City Commission has given initial approval to new rules on where medical marijuana businesses can operate. Medical marijuana dispensaries will be allowed in areas zoned for commercial and industrial uses. Grow operations will be allowed in industrial areas with conditional use permit. Planners also suggest limiting how close marijuana businesses can be to schools. These changes follow several months of review. Well, we now know one of the victims in March's Missoula's road rage shooting spree was shot 8 times during the incident. According to the Montana Highway Patrol, Casey Blanchard continues to recover and is now in rehab. He was shot in the left arm, the chest, spine, abdomen, and both legs. After 10 surgeries, he continues to recover and make progress. Back on March 14th, Blanchard got out of a vehicle to check on a motorist he thought needed assistance. Blanchard was one of 4 victims in that series of shootings near Missoula. Shelley Hayes died from his injuries, and Montana Highway Patrol Trooper Wade Palmer continues to recover in a Utah hospital. The suspect is in jail and faces charges for the crimes. And meanwhile, Montana's Buffalo Wild Wings restaurants are now stepping up to raise money for the victims of that incident. On May 13th, 20% of their proceeds will go to the victims. All you need to do is go online and download a coupon to present with your order that day. You can find it by visiting this story on our website. A former Bozeman school administrator has accepted the job as superintendent of Missoula County Public Schools. Rob Watson accepted his role this week after the school board selected him. The job means overseeing about 2,000 more students than he was overlooking in Bozeman. It's good news for the Garden City viewers, as Bozeman School Board says he did a tremendous job.
It's a big deal. Rob has been an extraordinary superintendent. He's been nothing but exemplary throughout our system. He has left our district in a great spot. Because of that, I think we're very much prepared to take the next steps we need to do with the district.
The board hopes to have a superintendent by June 1st, the first day of the next administrative school year. Well, coming up here on the Noon News, another ski season's in the books here in Montana. We'll take a look back, but first a look towards the future. Brett has some details on a warming forecast. We'll be right back.
You're watching MTN News with Samantha Sullivan, Storm Tracker Weather with Ed McIntosh, and Farm and Ranch News from the Montana Ag Network. This is the Noon News on Q2, Montana's news leader.